Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am reviewing the other Kaleidos palette from their new Futurism collection. This one is called Sashimi City. I did already put my review up online of the Lunar Lavender one. This one is the more purple one. It's super pretty. So if you're more into purples, go check that video out. I will link that down below. I review, I demo, I also did swatches, which I'm glad I just remembered that because I almost forgot to do it for this palette. So this is the Sashimi City palette from Kaleidos. Kaleidos is an indie makeup brand and I've been dying to try them for the longest time, so I'm so happy that I finally ordered some palettes from them. The packaging is really cute. I think it's different. It's very sleek. These are their 6-pan palettes. It does have a little flap and another flap, and it's just really cool. And here is the color story for this one. It comes with 6 shades. You do get 4 mattes as well as 2 very intense topper duochrome shades. When I say toppers, I think some people don't really understand what a topper is if you're someone who hasn't ordered from a lot of indie makeup brands, because I feel like a lot of drugstores don't really use toppers as much as the indie makeup world. Toppers, I feel like, can be a little bit tricky in terms of if you don't know how to use it or you don't know what to expect. They don't have a lot of background pigment, but usually they have a lot of sparkle and a lot of shift, and they just can transform any eyeshadow, or you can have like a sheer effect and just glittering, shifty beautifulness. So not necessarily meant to be the most intense pigmented, but still extremely pretty. They do have the shade names that used to be on a plastic sheet. I have lost it, so I don't know the names, but when I do the tutorials I will point to which one I'm using. I feel like since there's only 6 of them, it's not that hard to figure out, but I'm gonna do quick swatches for you guys so you can see, since there's only 6 of them. I'm gonna go in this order, I think. So this is one of the first matte browns. They're so soft. And do you see that pigment? Like, what more could you want? Next is one of the first duochrome topper shadows, and again they are more shifty and sparkly than anything else, so they're just really pretty. I know it's going to be hard to see. These types of shades can be really hard to spotlight without like extra light, so I don't know, maybe my flash from my camera will help. I'm not really sure. You'll have to tell me. Do you see those sparkles? Just so beautiful. This one has like gold, like pink, green, I don't know, sometimes it looks green. It's just extreme sparkle, but definitely gives off more of like a gold type of effect. Next we have like this is the lightest shade, matte shade in the palette, and this one is too dark for me to use like as like a brow bone or anything, but if you are deep skin tone, I feel like this palette would really work out for you because there's none of those really like white light shades, so I feel like this would work for everyone. Next we have a really beautiful duochrome. This one is that red gold insane one. This one is the most shifty crazy one. It's really pretty. I'll take out my phone again so hopefully you can see it, because it's just really hard to show these. I don't know if that helps at all. I'll zoom in at the end so you can see these, but just beautiful. This one does have a little bit more pigment to it, where if you like put it on the lid you would get more of a pink tone, whereas the gold, which I have on my inner corner, you get more just straight up shimmer. Sorry, this is like really awkward. I don't know. We have 2 more. We have this darker peach shade. But this is just one swipe. Like, these do not need building up at all. And here is the last darker brown shade. This one is a little bit more, like I barely pressed. I didn't even drag that one that hard. So you might think these 2 browns look the same. I'll swatch them side by side so you can see the difference. There's one of them. There's the other. So I mean, they kind of do look similar, but I feel like this one has more like red tones in it, and this one's more of like a yellow brown. So just very warm tones, but they are gonna get, you know, give a little bit ever so slightly bit of a difference. So there those are. So pretty, so good for all skin tones across the board. I feel like this makes for a very unique neutral palette, not because of the mattes we have, but the duochromes, like I said, duochromes are really gonna give that wow, what's on your eyes type of questions when like a stranger sees you or you're hanging out with your girlfriends and might be like, oh, what's that shimmer on your eye? That's what really is gonna set this palette apart from all the other neutrals in your collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and demo this eye look. So if you wanna see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Starting off by priming our eyes with the e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. I always use this primer. It's just a nice sticky base. Get pigments to stick to. It does make blending for all palettes across the board a little bit more difficult. I have used this one without a primer and I can say it blends flawlessly, so I already do know that. We're gonna start off by going into this very light nude shade, and we are going to add that to the crease. Underneath, we're actually going to go into this more salmon color. Unfortunately, the names are not written on the palette. They are only written on this little plastic pamphlet, which I don't know what I did with it. I might have thrown it away, but at least it's pretty easy to tell which one I am pointing to. These are very pigmented, blending perfectly fine. Next, we're going to go into this brown right here and put that in our crease. Trying to use both the shades. We'll see if I can do it. We'll see what it looks like. Maybe it won't make much of a difference. I don't know. These are all very, very pigmented, and I feel like they're very easy to use. Even if you do build it up a lot, I feel like it's still easy to go back and blend it out, which sometimes isn't the case with some newer formulas. So I think that that is amazing. Underneath the eye, we're gonna go into this one. This one's a little bit more red brown in comparison to this one. Using a wet brush, we're going to go in the first duochrome. This one's like your more gold, just super shimmery, intense duochrome, and we're gonna put that more on this half and then the other one more on that half. A deeper, darker background pigment down, you definitely will have more of a shift effect. Like if you took this shade or a dark shade, you would definitely see that shift way more, but this one is like almost like a peach gold. Using glitter glues with these make them extra intense as well. So if you're having like, if you're struggling using these, I think your finger also works better picking it up, but these are just really good toppers. Of course, toppers are not for everyone. Once you get the hang of like using them and just putting a little bit more TLC into them, I think you will love them. Okay, for the other part, I'm gonna take the glitter glue just because I want this side to pop even more. The shift on the other duochrome is much more intense and easy to see even without a glitter glue, but I'm hoping that it will just amp it up insanely amounts. So that's what we are going to do. And I'm first gonna apply it with my finger. So it's this one right here, super pretty. And it shifts from like a bronze to a red to gold. It's just like, do you see how pink that is? Yeah. Even without a glitter glue, it's pretty easy to see the shift on this one. So sometimes I'll use my finger first to apply it, and then really to shape the lines, I'll take my brush. So now I'm gonna take a flat brush and I'm going to wet it and then apply more so I can get closer to the crease area and just work a little bit better with it. I'm gonna take the slightest bit and put it underneath the eye too, to kind of mimic what we got going on. Not a lot, just a little bit, closer to the inner corner. I wouldn't say they're the most unique in the world. I feel like I've seen shades like this like in the new Jeffree Star Mini Orgy palette. I've also seen it in some previous MAC holiday collections, but this one probably has the most intense shift I've actually ever seen. So it's still, you know, It's still really nice. I'm going to use this Quibust eyeliner. This is in brown, and we're just gonna try and keep it more neutral still here. Take this Per Cosmetics eyeliner. This is the one I've been using like nonstop. This one is called On Point, and it's just a brown eyeliner pencil. I don't have eyelashes or anything, but I'm gonna finish up the other eye, put on some mascara. Of course, eyelashes always make a look even better, but I don't have them right now, so you know, that is what it is. Okay. My son's with grandma right now, and I think he's trying to be as loud as possible on purpose because he knows I'm filming up here. So if you hear screaming, that's just my 2-year-old trying to be like, Mom, I know you're filming, so I'm trying to be as loud as possible. Final thoughts on this palette is I highly recommend this for anybody, deeper skin tones, lighter skin tones. I think it will really work for anybody. The quality is just so good because it's pigmented right off the bat, but it's okay if you pick up too much because they blend pretty darn good. I feel like some other brands that are extremely pigmented, like the Norvina shadows or the Melt shadows, they're so pigmented and they're so good, but once you go too far, it's really hard to blend out. So I think these are so user-friendly. The only part that might not be the most user-friendly is that there are topper-esque shades, which again, use wet, use a glitter glue, use it on top of another shadow so you can still have a background pigment but really see the dramatic effect of the different shifts in it if you don't really like that sheer type of look with just reflect, which I personally like and I don't mind at all, but I feel like this is perfect if you're looking for a neutral palette but with just a little bit something because I feel like you could still wear this too if you have like an office job where your boss doesn't really like you wearing loud makeup. I feel like you could still wear this palette and get use out of it every day if loud colors aren't your thing, but you're tired of just boring neutrals. I feel like this is just like a step up from just those boring average neutrals that we see every day, and the formula again is really great. If you don't like topper-esque shades or heart sparkles, you're not gonna like this just because you have those shimmers that don't have background pigment. Doesn't bother me. I highly recommend you guys check out this brand Kaleidos. They are smaller, and it did take I think like 2 weeks or so to get to me once it shipped. It does ship from China, so just keep that in mind, but I do recommend this palette. So you guys have a great day. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.